there was a time when I responded to everything. Every message, every emotion, every thought that appeared in my mind. I believed responsiveness meant responsibility, that staying engaged was the same as staying present. But I'm learning that presence doesn't require constant response. Some things don't need answers. Some moments don't need reaction. Some situations resolve themselves when you don't step in. Responding only when necessary doesn't mean ignoring life. It means choosing where your energy goes. I noticed how often my body reacted before anything truly required it. The impulse to reply, to explain, to fix, to soothe, and how rarely that urgency led to peace. When I slowed down and let the moment settle, the need to respond often disappeared on its own. What remained was clarity, a sense of whether action was actually required or just habitual. Responding less didn't make me detached, it made me precise. When I do respond now, it comes from steadiness, not from pressure, not from discomfort, not from fear of silence. There's space between stimulus and response, time to breathe, time to feel, time to decide if engagement is needed at all. And in that space, most things fall away. What remains actually matters. Responding only when necessary brings a quiet confidence. I don't feel rushed. I don't feel pulled. I don't feel responsible for managing everything around me. Life keeps moving, and I move with it, selectively, calmly, without overextending. This is part of the quiet work. Learning that discernment is a form of self-respect, that silence can be appropriate, and that responding less often leads to living more. I didn't notice the noise at first, because it had always been there. The constant commentary, the background narration, thoughts explaining everything before it even finished happening. I thought that was awareness. I thought that was intelligence. But I'm starting to recognize the difference between awareness and noise. Awareness observes, noise comments. Noise rushes to interpret, to judge, to plan, to replay. And I didn't realize how exhausting that was until it began to fade. Living without mental noise doesn't feel empty. It feels spacious. Moments stretch out, sensations come forward, sounds arrive without being labeled. I notice how my body moves without instruction, how decisions happen without debate. There's no internal argument about what to do next. Action feels simple, natural. I'm not trying to quiet my mind. I'm just not feeding it. Thoughts still appear, but they don't stack, they don't spiral, they don't turn into stories that need to be solved. Without mental noise, attention settles into the body, breathing slows, vision widens. There's less urgency to make sense of everything. Life doesn't require constant narration to be lived fully. I don't lose awareness when the noise fades. I gain clarity. The moment feels complete without explanation. Presence replaces commentary. Experience replaces interpretation. And there's a quiet confidence in that simplicity. Living without mental noise doesn't mean nothing matters. It means fewer things demand attention. Energy returns to where it belongs, to the body, to the moment, to what's actually happening. This is part of the quiet work, letting awareness exist without constant narration, learning that clarity doesn't come from thinking more, but from listening when the noise falls away. At first, I kept checking to see if the quiet would last. I watched my thoughts, my reactions, my body, as if calm needed supervision to stay intact. There was a habit of scanning, looking for tension, waiting for something to pull me back into noise. But slowly I began to notice something. The quiet didn't disappear when I stopped checking. It didn't collapse. It didn't need reinforcement. It stayed. That's when I understood the difference between effort and integration. Effort watches. Integration trusts. When calm is real, it doesn't need to be managed. It supports you without constant attention. I realized that monitoring peace was just another form of control. Another way of staying alert, even when there was nothing to be alert for. Trusting the quiet meant letting go of that vigilance, letting my system settle without observation, without checking in every few moments to see if something was wrong. I don't need to test myself against old triggers to prove I've changed. I don't need to replay situations to see how I'd respond now. Growth shows itself in how little effort things take, in how natural calm feels, in how quickly I return to myself without trying. Trusting the quiet allows me to live normally, to move through the day without managing my state, to engage when necessary and disengage without effort. There's no announcement, no proof required, just a steady presence that holds its shape on its own. This is part of the quiet work, learning to trust what you've already built, letting calm support you instead of supervising it, and realizing that the quiet doesn't need protection. It needs permission to simply exist.